Alright guys, shaking it up a little bit here, doing something different. This is a triple stage Phantom, belongs to a friend of mine, and I told him I would bring it up here and test it best I can, get a video done on it. Probably starving it for power just a little bit. I'd recommend a 15 amp, 110 volt line coming to it. Again, we're on a standard wall plug, so are we really doing it justice? Probably not. Probably do a little bit more than what we're going to show it doing. But this is a clean one. It could use cleaned up a little bit more on the front. I did take some 409 and go across it. But all the lettering is in tack, and they've already put the labels on it here so you know how to set the switches. So we'll show all that here in a second. 4 tuners on the front and 1 tuner on the back. They've been pre-marked and they're pretty close except for the driver tune. So I don't know why the driver tune didn't line up like the other ones did, but as you can see, the other ones basically lined up the way they were supposed to. Sideband delay works on it if you want to run this thing on sideband. I don't know if you guys can tell, my light's blinking in here, so that tells me that we're starving it for power a little bit. But standby works. You turn it down, the amp won't key up. Hello, hello. Radio bypasses through it just fine. Again, both meters work. Hello. Let's see here. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, they only work when certain positions. I don't think. Hello. Yeah, I don't think both of them ever work at the same time. But anyway, nice amp. Like I said, it's real clean. The state of the tubes, I don't know. It's showing really good peak output. Decent average power. But again, the average power being a little bit lower than I like could be because we're starving it for power. I really think on a good dedicated line, you would see this thing come alive even more than what I'm going to show it. Tuning these things out, way I tune them, I just tune them on PEP since I've got a peak meter here at my disposal, and I just audio into the mic, whatever you want to call it, until I see the peak output. And like I said, obviously that lines up pretty good with what we're seeing here because these knobs were pre-marked. I didn't put those markings on there, and all besides the driver section, it lined up good. So that being said, let's test it and see how it does. I won't ship this thing. I should have said that up front. There is no way in heck that I would ever ship a Phantom. You've got 10 tubes in here, 4 drivers, and 6 outputs, and it's just a real big risk to ship one of these. The cabinets on them aren't the most sturdy. So you're taking a huge risk shipping one. It's got 4 transformers in it. There's just all kinds of stuff that can go wrong with one of these when you go to ship them. So local pickup only. I've got it listed in the local area for sale, and for what I consider a fair price, considering the condition of the amp. So 10 6LQ6s, 4 driving 6. That's the way it's set up. We're gonna hit it with 35 watts. You really probably shouldn't hit it with that much. These were designed back in the day of the trams and Brownings and stuff, and that's really what you should be hitting one of these with. Maybe a Cobra 2000, something like that. But we've got what we've got here, so that's what we're going to test it with. Alright guys, let's get over here and show what it does. Let's start out on peak. We've got a 1,000 watt slug in here, and we'll see what it does. See how it gets up and goes. Hello, audio, 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 radio check, radio check, radio check, radio check, radio check, DNA Phantom, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio. About 900 watts, excuse me, PEP. And now, like I said, the average power, it's showing a little bit lower, but I do believe a lot of that's because starving it for power. Again, my lights are flickering when I key it up in here. So average power, bottom scale, hello, a little bit over 200 watts average. Now ideally, we would see that come on up over 300 a little bit there. But let's show you again. I didn't stay on it very long, did I? Hello, audio, radio, audio. 240, 250, something like that. Now, the other thing it could be, besides starving it for power, it's a possibility that there's a driver tube in here that might be a little bit weaker than the rest. And that might be why our tune is not lining up on the driver section, excuse me. But I think really the main thing is, more than anything, that it's starving for power. Now, I did tune it for average. If I tuned it for average power only, it would come up over 300, but then the peak power would be down around 800. So, and actually when I tuned it for average, it lined up right here. So, may not be a thing wrong with it. It may just be the way I'm tuning it. Combination of that and the starving for power. But we'll show the different stages of it here. Let's go ahead and go to peak. We'll do both switches up. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio. So about 750, 700 there. And then we'll go both switches down. Audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio. About 350. And now we'll just do the medium switch up. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3, about the same. And now we'll just go the high switch up, the medium switch down. Hello, audio, radio, 1, 2, 3, audio test, test, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio. And that gives us that 900 watts peak output. So it's running nice and cool. Running one of these, if you're going to get long-winded and really talk on them, I would consider putting another fan right here, or maybe putting a fan over the top. Or maybe even out here at the back. There's a fan that blows air. You can see it spinning right there. It blows air across these, but the 4 drivers here in the back really don't get a lot of air circulating to them. So the driver tubes in these are what's prone to fail, and I think a lot of it is because the way the amp was designed with the fan. They kind of neglected those back tubes. So if it was mine and I was going to talk on it, I'd leave that fan in there and mount a fan on the back blowing across the 4 driver tubes as well, because that's usually what fails in these if you have problems. But nice amp, again guys, local pickup only. Just want to do a demonstration video on it. Probably not doing it justice due to the 110 situation back here. These things draw a decent amount of current out of the wall. But that's it guys, Phantom triple stage. This was the later model. The only one later than this one, I believe, was the T600. And it's the same thing. It's just black and white, black and silver. But there you guys go. Probably one of the most well-known bass amps from the, 70s, I would say. 70s, maybe 80s. Phantom triple stage. Catch you guys out there. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.